What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So right now I'm actually underneath the hood of my car because it is downpouring out, like absolutely downpouring. But in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to change your bicycle tire if you get a flat. Now before we get started with this video, you guys need to understand that this video is meant for beginners. And I know a lot of people are going to be leaving comments like,
this video is really pointless, who doesn't know how to change a tube?
But we all have been there at some point where we did not know how to change a tube, so we went to YouTube to figure out pretty much how. Also, in some cases, some bicycle tubes even have instructions that come with the tubes, but this one doesn't. But most do. So if you guys happen to be new to the BMX community, then welcome. And really quickly, I'm going to show you guys how to do this without getting too moist out here. But before we actually get started with this, if you guys happen to be new, then go down below and press subscribe. I promise you won't regret it. And today I'm going to be changing a tube on one of my buddy's bikes that he left at my house. Now, I didn't just deflate his tire or anything like that. He actually got a flat the other day, so that was a perfect opportunity to make this video. So Dane, if you are watching this, then you're welcome for changing your bike tube. You see how good of a friend I am? Psych, you're gonna owe me $5 for this tube because tubes aren't free, buddy. So first things first is to get the wheel with a flat tire off your bike. Now, if you guys are replacing the front tire, then it might be either a 15mm socket size, a 16, or a 17. If you guys happen to have a beginner level bike or a bike that just doesn't have like a sealed front hub or anything like that, then 9 times out of 10 it will be a 16mm socket size or a 15mm. Otherwise, your bolt size for the front will be a 17mm. Now, if you guys are replacing the back, it will either be a 17, a 19, or a 22, or like a weird combination of any of those, but that's basically how it runs. So right now we are going to take off Dane's front wheel. Now Dane's is a 17mm, so it makes our lives a whole hell of a lot easier in the case that it's also a front wheel. So loosen. Oh my god, what the hell, buddy? Alright, so your guys' wheels may not be as tight as that, but oh my god, Jesus, Dane. Alright, so we got the tube off and it is indeed flat. There's no questions about that. There's only a couple types of flats you can get, and that is a slow leak, a pinched flat, or just a complete burst. And usually if it's a slow leak, then you could really quickly maybe just pump it back up and you can ride until it actually pops. If it's a pinched flat, then that sucks because we've all been there. But if it just exploded, then that's like rare. I've never had a tube like really explode on me, but I've had like pinch flats and stuff like that. So with that, we're going to get the tire off and tube, and we're going to show you guys exactly what happened to Dane's wheel. So Dane has a lot of broken spokes in this wheel. So my guess is that one of the broken spokes, the leftover nipple, absolutely punctured the tube. So we're gonna see if that is correct and get his tire off really quickly. Now, if you guys do struggle with getting the tire off, one of the things that really helps is using tire levers. Now in this case, I don't have to use tire levers because Dane's tire is pretty easy to get off. So really quickly unscrew the valve. All right, now let's see what he has going on here. So it's easy to tell that Dane has a lot of spokes that are broken, and he has this single dingy rim strip trying to prevent of all that. Now that is something that isn't really practical or smart. So Dane, you're just a complete idiot for trying to use this single rim strip. So our guess was completely correct. That is supposed to be a nipple, and that was supposed to be there, but it looks like it just completely exploded and probably just punctured the tube. So it's hard to see, but that right there is our culprit. And that is definitely what happened. So his spokes just completely obliterated his tube. Now the reason why we are going over this in full depth and full detail is because that once you have a flat, there is a reason for that. There might be glass stuck in your tire, there may be a spoke sticking out, your rim strip may not be intact properly. So it is important to go over and see what happened so you can prevent that from happening the next time. So really quickly, I'm gonna run inside and get like tape or electrical tape, something to help out so he doesn't get another flat. So I will be right back.
A few moments later.
So really quickly, I went inside and the only thing I found that was really fast was the blue tape for painting and stuff like that, and it will work. I really recommend using electrical tape though. I know I have electrical tape somewhere, but this isn't my rim, and aesthetics ain't really with the program right now. So really quickly, just gonna tape up what he has going here. And we're gonna do 2 layers because 2 to make it true. Bam. Obviously not the prettiest rim or setup whatsoever, but if you guys end up having the same issue as Dane with a lot of broken spokes and nipples that will pop out easily, it is very, very important to take out those broken spokes so no other spokes get broken, because when you twist them like this around, the rim will have more of a tension on this spoke, and this spoke will eventually break. And if you twist it around this one will eventually break. Like, you guys can easily see it through these two spokes right here that are broken. Dane probably broke this one and tried twisting it around the next one right here, and that one broke. And then like this one right here, this one's about to go soon too, because you know, logic. So it is very important to take out your broken spokes and nipples so you don't get another flat. But like I said, not my wheel, don't really care that much. I'm just here to show you guys how to do it. Now in some cases, if you get a flat through, oh wow, yeah, exactly what I was looking for. The nipple that popped Dane's tube. Anyways, so as I was saying, if you guys are unknown what happened, 9 times out of 10 you ran over glass, or like let's say a wire from your tube is sticking out, anything like that will cause a flat immediately. So it's important that if you guys have no idea and a spoke didn't break it, then go through the tube itself, make sure everything's good, and even clean it. Wash it with some water, make sure there's no glass or anything inside of it to prevent another flat from happening. So we're gonna open the tube now. Now this is a given, this is pretty obvious. Make sure you get the same exact tube size as the wheel that you ride. Dane rides a 20-inch 9 times out of 10. If you guys ride BMX, it is going to be a 20-inch tube as well, unless you ride a 18-inch or 16-inch or 21-inch, anything like that. I already know there's gonna be some comments saying, okay, I have a 20-inch, but my tire is a 2.35 width, and my tube only calls for like 2 or 1.75 or anything like that. Now, it doesn't really matter because tubes will blow up to be the same exact dimension and circumference as your tire, so it doesn't really matter if the tube calls for like 1.75. It's just all goes for say. Now, unfortunately, your boy does not have a pump right now, so he just kind of has to pump this up with his mouth, which is never fun. I'm gonna fucking die. Holy. All right. Holy. So it is very important to put a little bit of air in your tube before you actually put it in your tire. A lot of times people will just take a completely flat tire and then put it through the tube, and they'll pump their tire up and put it on the rim, and then it'll get like some sort of pinch flat, and they have no idea why, because it's not inflated a little bit before you actually put it in. So the next step from right here is to make sure that the valve is right underneath the logo of the tire. Now, there's no really rhyme or reason as to why to do this, but it's just all about aesthetic. Make sure the tube is completely folded underneath the tire and it is protected, and then you have voila. And again, I just want to apologize greatly for the camera angle. I know it's bad, my back is killing me. I don't have a personal filmer with me right now. But the next step to do this is to grab your tire right here. Make sure it is all lined up. Make sure the valve is right underneath that logo. You're going to take the tire and you're going to put it just on the rim, just like so. Very, one at a time, one bead at a time. So you guys see how I'm doing that? Just trying to show you guys. So you see how the bead slowly feed it through the tire. And now the other side, the bead is not going through. If you guys have tire levers, then use them because they are a gift from God. So really quickly, you guys want to make sure that your valve stem is in there. It's all nice and straight. And you're just going to really quickly screw on the valve stem so it doesn't come right back through. And then we're going to finish up the rest and we're going to pop it all through. Now, in some tires, in some cases, this will be the hard part. Just get a tire lever, your life will be so much easier. With Dane's tire, it's easy to do. So the next step to do after this is to unscrew the valve, obviously, and then fill the tube up with air. Now, like I said, I don't have an air compressor or anything with me right now, but you guys would fill it up with air, put like 20 psi in, and then make sure the tire is all fine and make sure there's no bulbs or the bead isn't sticking out like that. And just really quickly, just fill it up slow, fill it up slow, fill it up slow. And if you guys are at 60 psi, 80 psi, anything like that, pump it up to your desired psi, and you guys should be good to go. So a lot of the times people will replace their tube and their valve stem will be like all the way to the side or like all the way like that. It will just be some funky, weird direction. Make sure that your valve stem is completely straight up and straight down, and just entirely make sure it is, because if it's not, then there's a pretty good chance you'll get a pinch flat from that. So make sure that while you guys do this, that your tire is put in the right direction. A lot of tires in BMX are directional, so make sure that when you do it, your tires are put in the right direction. Make sure the tires are facing backwards, because when you flip it over, it'll be opposite. And then just tighten it snug. Well, bam. So it is as easy as that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was definitely a video aimed directly towards beginners. And if you guys happen to be new to the BMX community, this will happen a ton. And usually you get so good with it to the point where you can do it in like under a minute and 30 seconds or a minute. Oh, I'm out of focus. But anyways, you guys can definitely time yourselves and see how fast you can do this. And eventually you get so good to the point where you'll just do it in the blink of an eye. So with that, leave a comment of how fast you guys think you can do it and time yourselves. Let me know how fast you guys can change a tube completely. So I wanna again apologize for the camera angles in this video. Like I said, it is absolutely downpouring and it was all filmed in the trunk of my car. And with that, before I forget, today's notification shout out goes to Hayden Thompson. Thank you for being a part of the notification squad. And if you guys want a chance to be a shout out next video, all you guys have to do is go on below, press that like button, press subscribe. Also hit that notification bell and leave a comment saying notification squad, and I'll be picking the next person at random. So with all that, share it with your friends, share it with your homies, share it with your dog, share it with Uncle Bethany. Uncle Bethany needs to know that we are out here making videos every day, and also share it with your friends, hot mom. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.